Alright, hello, citizens of the Nigelverse. It is Nigel here once again. So, I am tardy to the party when it comes to this, what else is new, but something that has been going around is that we may, in real time, in our lifetimes, have just seen the end of physical media, at least on PlayStation and Xbox. The other day, it was announced that by January 2028, PlayStation will be going completely digital. There will be no more discs. Now everything will be online and in digital format, and a lot of people are pretty upset by it. And it seems that Xbox has followed suit. We remain to see what happens with Nintendo when it comes to this, but a lot of people are very understandably upset. A lot of people will feel very strongly about this revelation, and it's caused a lot of people to cancel their PlayStation Plus accounts. I've seen that going across social media, and pretty much showcase their love and appreciation for physical media, while also very much pushing back on this move from PlayStation. And a lot of people have made videos on it already, which is why I say I'm late to the party. But I figured I might as well, for what it's worth, put in my 2 cents. I will say the news is very disappointing. It's very upsetting that physical media is being phased out, especially because it's now like the days of getting actual discs is that you can play, and even if the servers go down, you still have the actual disc you can play offline. Those days are seemingly coming to an end, and the days of getting discs from friends and family, like a lot of people were describing, I think those days are seemingly gone too. So it's very upsetting news. It's very disappointing news, especially because when it comes to just about every console I get, I try to get at least one or two actual discs. Like even for my PS3, which I haven't played in a while, but even with my PS3, whenever I'm out and about, if I go for retro gaming on a retro gaming run, I which doesn't happen too often, but when I go for like some retro games, I might get some PS3 games for my PS3. But it's disappointing that the future of that is very much going to be not a thing for upcoming console. By 2028, I imagine either we'll have or we'll at least have news on like the PlayStation 6 if they're developing one. So the days of having discs and everything is essentially coming to an end, and it's disappointing and it's sad, but it's not a surprise. As there are some people who were surprised, caught off guard by the news, but me, and I'm not saying this to be like some "I told you so," "oh, I knew all along" type of person, but it feels like this was the plan for quite some time, and I feel like it's been unfolding and kind of in the background, but now it's a case of them being a lot more open about it. And I'll point to some examples for that. For starters, there is the whole situation with GTA 6 not having a physical disc, just having the box and then the code in the box, and a lot of people being upset about that. But we can even take it a little bit further. And I'll provide a couple examples. So the first one being, every year, my mom, she's a big fan of the Just Dance games, and um, usually for either her birthday or a Christmas, I will get her, or either I or one of my other family members, like my dad or my sister, will get her Just Dance game. She likes dancing along to the songs, getting her exercise in and everything. But for years, and considering we don't have a Switch 2 yet, that might be in jeopardy as well, as the Switch, no doubt, is being phased out in favor of the Switch 2. But for years, there's the Just Dance games, Ubisoft, who makes the Just Dance games, have had the actual boxes, but had no cartridge in them. I don't know if it's the same for PlayStation or Xbox, but I know for the Nintendo Switch at least, there's no cartridge in there. There's no actual cartridge in there. There's just the code for the game that you put in the Nintendo shop, and then you are able to download the game. So it seems like already they've been testing the waters when it comes to that. Like Ubisoft has been doing that for years. And then obviously there's the stuff locked behind Just Dance Unlimited, but also, oh, we can trace it even further back than that. Remember when the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and S came out? Oh, now the PlayStation 5 had two versions, uh, and the Xbox Series had two versions. And so one of those series, one of the consoles for each PlayStation and Xbox did not have a disc drive. You either had to buy that separately or you had to buy the other version. So the PlayStation 5 has the standard edition, but also the digital edition. Now, my PS5, which is sitting right behind me, has the standard edition. I bought the standard edition. I bought it last year. Here I was late to getting a PS5, but uh, I bought the standard edition, which has the disc drive. But if you bought the digital edition, you don't have a disc drive when it comes to your PlayStation, and the same with the Xbox Series console. So if you have an Xbox Series X, then you have the actual disc drive. It has the disc drive on the side there, and at least for the PlayStation 5, you can buy the disc drive separately, but yeah, the Xbox Series X has the disc drive, but the Xbox Series S is completely digital, so there is no disc drive. And my sister has an Xbox Series X, not X, she has the S, so she has the Xbox Series S, which does not have the disc drive. So it seems that for quite some time, the plan was to go, well, completely digital and forego discs and everything, especially now with a lot of stuff being in the form of downloadable from different storefronts. You have like Steam, you have the Epic Game Store, and you have the PlayStation Store, you have the Xbox Store or the Microsoft Store. So, it seems they've been gearing up for this for quite some time, but now in present day, now it feels like they're being a lot more brazen, if you will, and a lot more open about it. And it's pretty sad and pretty disappointing to see, especially because with things being taken down now, the PlayStation 3 store and the PlayStation Vita store are now officially being totally killed off. Like before, it was just you couldn't add new funds without like a gift card or loading a different way on the PlayStation, and had to get funds to buy and download like PS3 games, stuff like that. But now that's being completely killed off. Now a lot of people are losing access to the older stuff if they don't have a PS3 or if they didn't buy it beforehand on the old PlayStation Store on like the PS3 or the PlayStation Vita. So, oh, that's pretty disappointing to see as well. How a lot of these things are going to be lost to time, and especially with things like emulators and stuff like that, kind of being a touchy subject. I'll admit I do use emulators. I have some emulators, and I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with them. It depends on how you use it. For me, like I use it for a lot of the older games that I know are not going to be ported to newer consoles, but now a lot of people are definitely seeing this and definitely like, wow, if they can just take it away at a will, at a whim, I should say, then what's to stop? Like the sentiments being brought back up. If buying isn't owning, then piracy isn't stealing, and I think there is a level of truth to that. And I don't want to dive too deep into it because that's not necessarily what this video is for. But yeah, if you're gonna have a problem with us emulating, then make it accessible to us in a different way. Uh, we shouldn't have to like pull teeth just to get these in more accessible formats. But maybe that's a topic for a different time. But stuff like this is pretty much uh disappointing for those reasons that things like this are going to be lost to time, and now and there's the effect on the game stores, like places like GameStop and everything that sell. Oh, like they sell retro games and stuff like that, retro games, retro consoles, but they also sell newer stuff. They have the newer games in stock. Like they get the games, but now with everything going digital, now it seems like those will likely be phased out as well because now there's no more purpose for them. And thankfully, the places that already do sell retro games, and there's quite a few of them here in Buffalo, well, it seems like they're probably going to be getting an uptake in business over the years, but or over the next, well, yeah, over the years, but now over the next few days, weeks, or months or so. Oh, especially with this announcement. But it's the, yeah, it's pretty. I would say it's pretty disappointing, but I wouldn't say it's surprising. It feels like this has been the goal for some time, and we are just now. Oh, we're just now realizing it. Oh, a lot of us maybe. Some of us probably known for quite some time, but also B, they're being a lot more open about it. They're not hiding it anymore. Now they're being a lot more open of this is what the future is going to look like, and it's kind of a grim future. It's kind of a sad future, and it does feel like worst possible timeline when it comes to stuff like that, and it's probably even more proof that being a consumer in the modern day kind of sucks. And even like being a civilian in the modern day kind of sucks. Like your necessities, like your food, water, housing is getting expensive. Gas is getting expensive. If your treats, your indulgences, like fast food and stuff like that, is getting expensive. And now your hobbies, your entertainment is getting expensive. It feels like so exclusive to exclude people, and it's really disappointing to see. Now people have started petitions, they started speaking out, they're already protesting in their own way, by canceling their PlayStation Plus subscription. I don't have PlayStation Plus. I haven't had it for at least probably a year or two now. I don't even remember the last time I really had PlayStation Plus. But a lot of people are canceling that in protest of the news. A lot of people are starting petitions, and now the whole "Stop Killing Games" initiative, which already had a bit more traction in the first place. For quite some time, because that's been the petition for quite some time, and there was even more development when it came to that. But now it feels like it's getting an uptake, especially because of this, as well as other factors. So a lot of people are definitely taking notice of this and responding in their own ways, voting with their wallet, essentially. Whether you decide to do that or not, that's up to you. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But do I think these protests and everything will change anything? Honestly, I don't know. Oh, it feels like this is already the plan, and they're going to stick to the plan. And if it's way too significant a pushback, they might reconsider. But for her now, it feels like they might not. It feels like this might be just it, and we just have to accept it, I guess. But it is very disappointing to see. So. Well, overall, I know I rambled quite a bit. I know my thoughts were a little jumbled, disorganized. Again, what else is new when it comes to me? But pretty much the bottom line is it's very disappointing news. It's very saddening news. Very heartbreaking news. Not very surprising news. It feels like this is the goal that's been in the background the whole time, but now they've officially. It's pretty much like the plan, like when the villain finally reveals their big plan, and they flash back to earlier in the movie where they've enacted their plan in the background, and now their plan is laid bare. That's definitely what it feels like. Now, a lot of people have speculated that Nintendo might not follow suit. The thing is, if the Just Dance situation, which I'm surprised not as many people have brought up when it comes to this situation, how some game companies are already doing that, such as Ubisoft, but which is not really surprising when it comes to Ubisoft. But a lot of people will feel that Nintendo's probably not going to follow suit. I'm probably gonna go against the grain and say they probably will at some point. Now, if Nintendo didn't follow suit, that'd be great. But I have a feeling Nintendo probably will. It's probably just a matter of time. I hope that's not the case, but it feels like that might be the case, especially with some of the other stuff Nintendo has done in the past. It feels like only a matter of time before Nintendo jumps on the bandwagon as well. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this discussion, rant, thought piece, however you refer to this. I really don't know. It's just kind of me giving my thoughts and my take on the situation. But if you did enjoy, nevertheless, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. But if you did, please do me a favor: like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, turn on those post notifications so you know every single time I upload a video, so you never miss an upload. I know this is very different from the type of videos I've been doing as of late, especially because I'm still finishing up the Awful Month related content, but I did want to talk about this. I wanted to talk about it earlier in the week, but I ended up being kind of late to it, so that's kind of what this video is for. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Peace.